Okay. Oh my god, everything sucks, dude. Okay. First of all, I'm making this like a week after. I should have. So, whatever. But I have a notebook now and I'm writing down shit that happens in my week so that I can look at it while I'm doing this and talk about it. Um, so what happened? I'm just gonna say this week, even though it's kind of late to say that, even though, or like I'm a week after the week I'm talking. Whatever. So, someone got fired at work the other day because they were like, they were on the line and they were working saute and they were like, apparently they got really pissed about pesto bread. Like, it's just something about like, I don't know. Like, I think maybe a customer wanted it a certain way and he was just like, fuck this bullshit, I'm done with this fucking pesto bread. And they started cursing out my boss, the owner of the restaurant, and he just got fired on the spot. So he's just gone. That was pretty crazy. I tried to talk to my boss about it the next day, and he was just in like a terrible mood. And he was like, I don't. He was like giving me like the terrible responses, like, you don't want to talk about this. And he was like, yeah, I don't. And I was like, okay. And then, so that was interesting. I wasn't actually there, but it was like a big news when it happened. It's just kind of crazy. Oh my god.
USB.
Okay. That should fix it. I. So, anyways, last week I fixed my classes. I decided to not drop all my classes, and I talked with my teachers, and I'm keeping 2 of them. I'm dropping everything but Biochem 2 and Physical Chemistry Lab, which is so much fun. Oh my god. So now I only have 2 classes in PLTL to do, which is tutoring. I'm glad I kept tutoring because, never mind, I'll talk about that in the next one. I did ask my boss, like, after, like, a day or 2 after that guy got fired, I was like, asked my boss for a raise, and so, like, the thing is, I went to his office, I walked in, and I just, like, sat in the door, and he was talking to, like, the manager, my other manager, and they stopped and they're like, what's up? And then I started laughing and smiling uncontrollably, like, I don't know, I felt so awkward, and when I feel awkward, that's what I do, I just kind of laugh, but it was so weird, like, 30 seconds of me just, like, not being able to get a word out, because every time I thought about it, I would just laugh, and that was my first time ever asking for a raise. It was really weird. But I don't know. It went well enough, I guess. Like, apparently he has some program where he has to look at the numbers or whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But he said I'm gonna get something, which I was like, okay, cool. I asked for a dollar raise. We'll see if that's what I get. Who knows? Oh my god. So I'm stuck on this of all things. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That was like, I was so awkward though. Like, my first time. Like, I wasn't even like that nervous. Like, I don't know. Like, just kind of like, I don't know, man. I think everything's going weird right now. So maybe that's why I was just so awkward. Or like, I felt so awkward. I wasn't like that awkward. Like, oh my god. So, but yeah, whatever. I got a raise. I don't know. It might be 25 cents. Who fucking knows? um, I'm just glad I asked for one, like, honestly, because I need that kind of, like, experience, I guess. And, like, now's the time to get it, you know? Like, I don't want my first raise to be like a raise that actually like matters, you know? Like, I mean, like, I'd like a raise, but like, it's not like it matters that much to me, you know? Like, I'm just kind of like, you know. So I don't know. That was interesting. I went on a Hinge date that week too. It was so weird. Okay, we matched. And I had an apple pie in my profile that and she was like, oh, I love that pie or whatever. Maybe you'll have to bake me one. I was like, okay, we can do that. And then so like I was like, so we did like an apple pie date where like we went to the grocery store together and we bought the apples and stuff that you needed, the pie crust, all that. And then so like we like talked for like 3 or 4 hours, like mostly like like we were baking the pie together, talking about stuff. I don't. It was like it was just like it was like a date that was devoid of any like sexual tension, I guess, or like any kind of like you know like sexual anything, I guess. Like like it didn't feel like a date. And it was weird. It was probably my fault, to be honest. Like, 'cause, like I didn't like make any moves, or like I wasn't like super flirty or anything, which I'm typically like not that flirty. Like like typically the girl like kind of does that for me, or like like they give me some kind of sign that's like okay, like what's but I don't know, like, or there's like the vibe, like there's a vibe just wasn't there. Like I don't know, it was so weird. I've never been on a date like that. Like, it wasn't like a bad date or we didn't have like anything in common or anything. It's just kind of like we were just not like, maybe we just weren't attracted to each other. I don't fucking know. It's just so weird. But yeah, so like I hung out at her house for like 3 hours, and then she was like, "Oh, you want to watch a movie or do you want to leave?" And I was like, or like it's like if you leave, it's fine. And I thought about it and I was like, "Yeah, I could leave." And then, so I left, and then I texted her. I was like, "Yeah, I had a great time, whatever." And like if you want to do that again, like blah blah blah, because like I don't know, it was like a fine-ish date. Like I don't know, like I didn't have a bad time. But then she ghosted me, so I don't know. Fair enough. It was like it was a weird date. We might not have vibed, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe she wanted me to make a move. I don't know. It's not really like... I don't really like making the first move like that, I guess. But, for this first week of weaning off my medicine, my suicidal thoughts have kind of gone away. I actually felt like pretty good. Like once I got off it, it was kind of like a big weight, I guess. I don't know. Like, or maybe it's just like the fact that I told my parents. I don't know. But it just felt good, I guess. I'm not. Like, I just felt a lot better. I felt a lot better. Like, I could feel my emotions coming back, I guess, is what it was. It's like I wasn't as muted. Which, yeah, like, the other day I had this, like, realization that, like, I just don't even, like, think as much as I used to. Like I used to have these big, long strings of thoughts, and, like, now it's kind of, like, it just feels so empty all the time. Like, I feel very empty. And I mean, some of those long streams are like anxiety based, but still, it's kind of like I miss that, like just being able to sit there and think about stuff. I did watch this YouTube video about like morality and how like this guy made this like hypothesis or theory that like by like when you buy something like that's a luxury, you are doing something that is morally wrong. And because it's like specifically for like the modern era, because so like when you go to the fucking cash register and it's like, would you like to donate $1 to save children or whatever, like and like his basic argument is that like because like anyways, first thing is like bad things are happening if you can do something to help or like not like avert something bad from happening, you should do it. You're morally obligated to do it. Is like his first argument, which is like, yeah, like if you walk past a kid drowning in a lake and nobody's there to save him, like you have to go save them. You know, like that's kind of like I think that's completely fair. And then uh, and then like his fourth was like just defining what bad things are. Basically just like famine, war, just like suffering basically. And he's like, and then he's like, so if you are in close enough proximity, or there's nobody else helping, like you need to go help. Like if they need help, you need to go do it. Like if they need help and you are able to do it, then you are morally obligated to do it. Like it's not a choice. It's basically saying like you're a bad person if you don't, which is like not something that most people believe, I guess, or like act on. I don't know. It's like it's basically saying you have to give up all luxuries in your life entirely. Like like buying a new car, or like just buying anything that you just don't need. Which I think that's where it gets kind of like weird, in that like, okay, so like we're supposed to just like live with nothing. Basically like his like thing is like you should be like the way I interpret this is like, okay, so bad things are happening, so you should like, until they're fixed, like you should just be like a drone that goes to work and makes money, and then or that goes and helps, I guess. But like basically he was saying like, because charities, like you could send money across the world and these charities are everywhere, and like there's a charity for everything, like you are morally obligated to spend your money that you spend on luxuries on these charities, which is like kind of crazy. Like nobody thinks like this. He made this in like 1970, so it's even more true now. Like that point of like yeah, you can do something. Everybody has the proximity to help, and it's like, like if there's like a genocide in Rwanda, you need to be you need to fucking, if you're not doing, then you're like a bad person basically, if you're not trying to help. And I don't know, I thought it was really interesting, and it was like, it did make me want to donate to charity more, because it is kind of right. Like, yeah, like you should do this. I do think it's a bit like extremist, like because like what, I'm supposed to give up every single luxury in my life, so like I guess like I'm not like, should I just eat slop? Like, should I buy MREs or whatever, like the cheapest food ever, and then like rice and beans and chicken with no seasoning, and then eat that every day so that I can give more to charity? Like, and if I don't, I'm like a morally bad person. Like, I don't know. I think there's definitely like a thing of like, happy people are more productive, So like, maybe if I have some luxuries, I can make more money to give to charity, Like, I feel like that's a fair point. Like, which I don't think he's arguing that you need to live like in a gray box with nothing and go to work and do nothing, like basically like act like a prisoner, But I don't know. Like, that's kind of how I interpret it though. Like, because like, so many things are technically luxuries in our life. Like, there's just like, I mean, like the food example, like, you don't need to fucking buy a nice dinner or like go out to a restaurant. Basically, you're saying every time you go out to a restaurant, you're doing something morally wrong, which is like, I guess, like, because yeah, you can always cook it at home for cheaper, but like, I don't know, I just think that's such a dumb, like, oh, it just doesn't feel right, I guess. Like, it just feels like you can bring more value to the world when you're a more fulfilled person, And I feel like you're kind of depriving yourself of some fulfillment doing that. Which, like, I don't know, like, people don't need luxuries. Like, you know, like they don't like need to be able to fucking goon to fucking Pornhub 24/7, or you know, like like that's like the extreme example. You know, like is that person a bad person? Is the person who like spends all their money on their goon cave so that they can fucking goon 24/7 and like only and like that's all they do? Like they don't help anybody, like they live alone and they goon and they spend all their money on gooning. Is that like a morally bad person? Like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's an easy yes. Like, so at the end of the day, I feel like, oh my god, I feel like you should have the ability to choose. You should have the ability to like choose to do with your life what you want. You know, like. I'm giving a very half-baked argument here, but like I don't know, like I just don't feel like you. Like I feel like there is some morally bad stuff, especially like, let's say like the gooning is like ethical. Like, is gooning ethical in the first place? I don't even know. Like, I feel like you can ethically goon, right? Like, you know, you like buy, if you like bought OnlyFans subscriptions, that's ethical, right? Like, they're selling you a product and you're buying it for the price. Like, I don't see like, that's ethical. It's not like badly sourced or anything. So, but like the thing of morals is like when you get into morality of gooning, it's kind of like that's like where it gets a little bit more blurry, I guess. Because I mean, some religions just are like, yeah, never do that. You know, if you're, I don't know why I don't want to say Islamic, but I think that is the right word. Muslim. If you're Muslim, like you're like not allowed to jerk off at all. So like, gooning is like completely immoral for you. But for others, it's like not. I don't know. Anyways, but that guy could be, instead of spending his like whole paycheck on OnlyFans and a VR headset or whatever. Oh my god. He could have sent that to fucking Rwanda or something, you know, like, because there's a famine. And I do think it's an interesting, like, argument. I do think, like, some of his money should be going to Rwanda, you know? Like, but is it morally wrong to not send money to Rwanda, is the question. Like, because he has the ability to, and they need the money, like, he should do it. Morally, he should do it. I guess, like, the only argument is, like, if gooning, like, if he, like, kills himself because he can't goon anymore. It's like, because he can't goon as much anymore. Like, he just fucking straight up, like, just seppukus, and he's like, I can't live in a world without gooning. Oh my god. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. So, like, and then if that guy kills himself, like, was that morally right then to force him to do that? Like, is it morally okay, because he's obligated to do it, is it morally okay to force him to do that? Like we like garnish his wages and send all of it to Rwanda? Like, all of his gooning wages, we're like, this is how much you spent on gooning, all of it goes to Rwanda now. And then, like, is that moral? Because apparently he's morally obligated to send that money in the first place. Like, he has to send that money or he's a bad person. So would you be a bad person to force him to do that? I would say yes. I don't know. Because you're kind of taking away you're taking away his liberties. Like, taking away his money is like you're taking away his ability to do things with his free time. Like, it's not like everything isn't, like, not everything costs money, but a vast majority of things that he might want to do would. So you're, like, vastly limiting his options, I guess. I mean, he can still goon to, like, free porn, I guess. Oh, that's another... I didn't even think of that. That's another dimension to this. Yeah, he could be gooning to free porn. Okay, if he's spending money on it, then yeah, it is kind of. Because he could just be gooning and not pay for OnlyFans. He could just pay for fucking... He could just go on fucking, you know, like a porn website that's free. Okay. So then, if he's gooning on this... So now if he starts gooning, and he only goons to free porn, and he sends all his money to Rwanda, is he a good person? I think so. Like, I don't know. Like, I think he's doing a net good. I guess it matters if he's, I guess it comes back to the ethical thing. Like, is he looking at ethical porn? Which is like, if he is, yes. If he isn't, like, no. I don't know. Porn is a weird... I don't like porn, by the way. It's kind of like... This is the road I went down. So... This isn't some argument for jerking off. Like, I don't really like... I don't think it's morally wrong to jerk off. Like... I don't know. It's like a fucking bodily function almost. You know, like... Fucking, if apes are doing it, then I kind of see, like, if they evolved to jerk off, then, like, I'm fine with it. Like, you know, like, if it's happening in nature, then it's probably happening for a reason. I don't know. I think when apes do it, they do it to release frustrations and shit, which is kind of what, like, most people do, right? Or, like, that's kind of, I mean, like, when you jerk off, you're releasing sexual frustration. Like, you know, like, your body's horny and is like, hey, bro, go fucking fix me, you know, and then you're like, I can't fix you in the way I want, but I can use my hand, you know, like, so you're like, you're kind of relieving sexual, tension inside of you, you know, or whatever, you know what I mean. Oh my god, dude, oh my god, everything's just terrible. But, I don't know. I think, like... Where was I going with this? I forgot. I'm really yapping. Like, I've gone too far now where, like, I've messed up so many times that I have to keep talking and I'm just, like, trying to fill in gaps. I mean... I still haven't answered my question of is it morally... Like, I think he should. I think he should send his money. He should goon to free ethical porn and then send his money to Rwanda, right? Like, that would make him a good morally person. Does that, like, do you think you're a bad person, though, for doing this? Like, for not doing something like that? Like, you know, next time you go to the grocery store and you buy a candy bar, like, you don't need a candy bar. You could go without the candy bar, you know? You could send that money to charity. So, like... Are you a morally bad person for buying that candy bar? Is the question. Like, because you could just send it to charity. Like, you could send it to Palestine. You could send it to fucking Rwanda. You could send it to Ukraine. You know, like, you could send it somewhere where it would be much better used than buying you a candy bar. You know? But, you know, like, maybe you had, like, the worst day of your life at work. And you're like, you know, a candy bar is, like... your like thing that like helps you. Like every time you're having a bad day, you have that candy bar and it makes you feel a little bit better, you know, because you're kind of like I don't know, maybe you had some history with this candy bar that makes you think of that. Maybe it makes you think of your parents or something, and like, or like a good memory. So then, like, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I don't think you're a morally bad person for buying the candy bar. But if you just buy it for the short term, like, for the short term, like, oh, yummy candy bar, you know, like that's what like was arguing, like that's what makes you a bad person. And I don't know, like I feel like this is like I give this like a half true. Like I do think people do need to donate more, but at the same time you have a right to like enjoy your life, I guess. Like I feel like you should have the right to enjoy your life. As somebody who doesn't really enjoy theirs, I'd want somebody to enjoy their life. You know, like I don't know. Like I don't want cuz like it sucks to not like to feel like empty, you know? Like I feel like and I kind of feel like a lot of people would feel empty. Um like maybe like they would maybe it would help them a lot to give to charity and they'd be like, yeah, I'm a good person because I give to charity. But on the flip side, I do think that like because it's so far away, like the dissonance is like very large because it's like on the other side of the world. You don't really see it. Like you're not gonna see any of the changes that you fucking donated to. You know, like you might see a news story about it, and that's like the most. Or you might like research it or something, but you're not gonna like physically look at it with your eyes unless you like chose to go there years later after you've been donating. You know. So I do think like some people wouldn't. I do like it feels good to donate to charity, but then like if you were forced to do it all the time, like we're living in a world where you're saying like you're a bad person if you don't do it, so you're basically like forced to do it in a way. Like it would kind of lose its meaning of like yeah, like donating to charity is good and all, but like I feel like an empty person because like there's nothing else in my life, you know. And I feel like that's my main disagreement with it. Like I think it's kind of a ridiculous like it's just kind of like extremist to I think like if it was like you should be donating like some of it, then yeah, like the candy bar. I think that's fair. The candy bar is like you don't need a fucking candy bar. Just give it to charity instead, you know. But sometimes you do need like something, bro. You need fucking something, and like maybe that's buying something. I do think consumption is like kind of hollow in the end. Like it's like consumption just never really fills the gap you're wanting it to fill if you're trying to fill something. And like but still like I still think it stands like for me like having a nice place to live like it makes me feel amazing. It's like oh, like getting a new couch and being like oh it's so great or whatever, a new piece of furniture, and it's like yes this is great, and then you live in that space for like years. It's like yeah, I think that's something that adds value to people's lives and makes them less likely to kill themselves, you know? Like, I don't know. Alright. Thanks for listening to me ramble.